Okay, welcome back guys. This time we are going to polish one of the automotive shields. So I just did the Ferrari one. I'm going to take off this backing plate that I used to double-side tape that one. And silly me didn't have the volume on the first video. So what I may end up doing with that one is just doing a voiceover once I get my editing software. So for now, well, this one got done, nice and shiny. I'll show you how we did that with, let's do the Ferrari, the Porsche. Let's put this here for now. What we'll do, we take the Porsche backing plate, okay, marked Porsche, put that in here, center it kind of sort of, and we'll screw it down so it doesn't move. And we'll screw. Then we'll take some double-sided tape, which is on the floor, great spot for it. Put down a couple of small pieces of double-sided tape around 12 inches long. This is just fairly narrow double-sided tape, it's only ½ inch or 12 millimeters if you're into that. Personally, I'm not. I'm into the inches, man. So there we go. Put down a couple pieces of tape. Then we take said logo, line it up to the edges. We're just doing this so that we've got something solid to polish on. So there we go. Stick it down, nice. Stick this down. And this holds really well. I mean, you can polish this whole thing, it ain't going anywhere. Yeah, it's pretty stuck. But if you use too much tape, what's going to happen is when you go to peel this up again, if that tape is, there's too much tape on there, you're going to end up bending this piece of aluminum. That ain't fun. And no, I've never done it. Thank gosh. Alright, so first, this one looks really good already after the clear coat. So I think I can get away with just hitting it with 2000 grit and polishing it from that point. There's no solvent pop anywhere. I mean, I put the clear on really heavy, but I did wait a good 20 minutes in between coats. So let's sand. What do we got? Actually, that's old 2000. Let me grab a new piece of 2000 grit down here in my cupboard. Where are you? Here we go. So 2000. And we'll tear it in half. I've got a piece of foam backing. It's just a piece of, I think it's called Ethafoam. I don't even remember where I got it. You know where I think I got it? It was from like a dollar store. Like those knee pads you can get for people with sore knees. They don't like to kneel down on it. It's just this kind of stuff. It's quite flexible. It's about ½ inch thick. And it works good as a backing for polishing. So give that a little bit of a soak. You're supposed to soak it a bit more than this, the sandpaper. I've got some warm water. So let's start sanding. So we go around the whole thing. And normally, like I say, I usually will start with 1500. If I see a lot of trash in it, and that way the 1500 will cut through the clear and get me to a flatter state quicker than 2000 will. 2000 is pretty fine. But these don't have to be so perfect that they're going to win an award at the SEMA show. Granted, if they were going to go in SEMA, then I would be spending a lot more time. I would probably sand this whole thing down with 800 and get it dead flat, and then clear it again another 3 times. and then sand and have a look at it, and then probably polish from there. So starting with probably 1200 to 15 to 2000. That's usually where I stop. Some guys go to 3,000 and even, I think you can get 5,000, but that's like nuts. You probably wouldn't even feel the grit on the sandpaper at that point. Granted, you don't even feel it on this one. You can feel it cutting. You can actually hear it. It'll change sound when you're smooth. So this Porsche one's the hardest one to paint. Well, I should say hard. None of them are hard to paint. They're just fairly time consuming. This one, because of all the little circles, I've had to make up stencils that I use to replicate those little round balls. So anyway, you go over this whole thing, trying to stay away from this edge way out here. I mean, you can sand up to it, but never sand the edge because you'll take the clear coat off instantly. But then again, I mean, it may not look bad on this because it's silver underneath, so you'd end up with a silver line all the way around, which actually probably wouldn't look bad. But in general, you should always stay away from the edges. Because like I say, sandpaper, even 2000 grit, will cut through the clear coat pretty quick. Quicker than you think. And if it's important that you don't, and you do, it's a bit of work to fix. That means repainting or touching up with a little brush or something, and then you've got to re-clear again. What I have done in the past, especially on solid colors, is I've mixed a little bit of clear, catalyzed it, and then added my color, my paint. So if it's black area that was messed up, I'll add a bit of black to it and make it black clear, basically, and I'll dab it on. And then when it's fully cured, sand it off, or sand it smooth. It's a divot or something. It does work. I wouldn't suggest it on a large area, you know, but yeah, it does work. So what we do is we sand this whole thing and then wipe it all down with a cloth. We have a terry towel over there that I like to use because it absorbs the water quickly. Wipe it all down and then have a look at it. See where the light, or sorry, not light, but the shiny spots are. If you've got any shiny spots, sand them down. You don't want shiny. Shiny bad right now. Shiny good later. Right now, shiny bad. You want it all flat, like a matte finish. And that tells you that you've flattened the whole thing. I'm going to go have a look now just to see if I've gotten it all. Probably didn't. I mean, it's take a bit more sanding than that. There's a little towel. I keep a few of these in the garage here. Let's see, we wipe her down. And then we can have a look. Dry it. Basically, it's all I'm doing is drying it. And then we want it to be completely dry. So fan it or take an air hose to it or whatever. I would use the air hose, but it's a bit loud. There, it's almost going to be dry now. There's an air hose. And it's not looking bad. The parts that I really want to hit are these black areas, the horse, or whatever that is. I think it's a horse. The Stuttgart, and all these kind of like antler look thingies. This big black area and the word Porsche. That's all black. That's going to show up the most. Everything else is going to be kind of obscured with all the details. Yeah, actually, you know what? Jeez. This thing actually came out pretty good. Probably the best I've done in the garage. As far as, you know, clear coating. Because I usually get so much dust in here. don't know why I didn't this time. I'll take it though. I'm just going to move the sandpaper around a bit. And have a look and see where there's some spots that could use more sanding. Like right here. But yeah, I'm really going to concentrate on the black areas because I want those to really shine. Those are, like I say, are the spots that are going to really stand out. Some water. And these black areas actually are pretty flat. That's good. Wow, this is actually not bad. So this is going to save some time. I thought I'd be able to sand and polish 2 of these shields tonight. Right now it's 7:30. I started at 7. I got the Ferrari one done in about 20 minutes. It didn't take long. And this one, well, you know how long I've been working on it. You're with me here. This is all live, basically. Oh, there's a divot. Get rid of that. A little bit of junk. And almost gone. There. And those are gone. Let's get this guy a little bit smoother. Black pinstripe all the way around in the lettering. Some guys tend to use soap. A little bit of soap in the water. It helps the sandpaper slide. But I've never done that. I mean, maybe it's better. I guess it prevents the, I can't remember what you call that. What do you call that? Write it in the comments. Where water against water, it creates a friction. There's a word for it. Hydro something? I don't know. Hydrosuction? Figure it out. I don't know. Let me know what you think it is. Or if you know what it is. Yeah, so that's what the soap in the water will prevent. Is you're sanding along and it starts to stick. Yeah, that's why. It's creating that suction between the wet surfaces. So, yeah, I might even be able to get another one down here. Finish the Porsche. Maybe I'll do the McLaren. That's the smallest one. Okay, I think that's going to be it. I think so. Well, this will help. Well, I mean, using the 2000 and my timeline, which is delivery on Friday. 4 of these signs completely finished with wiring, mounted on the backing. The backing is a 4 foot by 4 foot sheet of the same material in matte black. And it's going to have 4 holes drilled, 1 in each corner. They're 1/2 inch hole, and they take an aluminum standoff, which will raise the entire sign, this and the backing, off the wall about 1 inch. So it'll be kind of floating off the wall. And then this will be floating about 3/4 of an inch off the backing. So it's kind of multi-layered. And the reason I want this floating off the backing is so that my lighting will glow underneath. It'll glow out. Actually looks pretty cool. And I will show you that probably, what's today? Today is Monday. Tomorrow I finish sanding the other one. And then I'll start working on gluing down the strips of wood that go on the back. And when I say gluing, I mean siliconing. Silicone really works well. It's just a clear silicone. I scuff up the back with 80 grit sandpaper, stick the strips of wood on it, and I let it set overnight. And the next day I come in and I put these clips all the way around, little L brackets in metal. That gets glued down with a JB Weld, like a 2-part. That's actually not 2-part. It comes in a tube. It's JB Weld. Stick all those down, probably, this far apart, all the way around, about 2 inches in on the back. After again sanding with 80 grit to give it some adhesion, some tooth, and I stick all those down, and that's where my lighting gets stuck to, so I can wrap it around. So let's have a look. It looks all dry. Yeah. Yeah. It looks pretty smooth. I don't see any little specks. Ah, very few. Couple. Actually, there's a couple in the black. There's two. One there and one there. What's this? I'm going to sand those out. Where'd they go? Where are you? Hello? Where did I see those? Sure, now I can't see them again. Here's one. One. It doesn't take much. But it makes a difference when you go to polish it and you don't see those little specks. There's another one somewhere. What the heck is it? That right? No. I think that's it. Yeah, it looks good. Actually, you should polish nicely. So, to be honest, you don't even have to wipe that down. Because what I like to do for my first coat, just to help keep it from getting too hot, is I will take some wet paper towel and my polish, and I will go over, let's go say, do half of this with some water on it, and that helps lubricate it and keep it nice and cool, so you don't build up too much heat. I mean, you could probably build up enough heat to actually peel a clear coat. I've never done it, but I've heard people that say, or that have said, yeah, it's happened to them. So, let's get at it. And you gotta also, again, when sanding and polishing, don't hit those edges. You go burn through the fur. And we're going to do half the shine, and then we'll do the other half. And pay attention to the way that the thing is spinning, the disc, the pad. So when you get to the edges, it's not digging into it. You're going in the wrong direction on it. So I've got a Ferrari, a Porsche, you know, the Lamborghini sign? No. I have a Porsche, a Ferrari, a Shelby, because this is one before, this is the first one, and a McLaren sign that has to be done for Friday. Those are for customers, and then all the motor cars, the company I'm doing these for, they ordered another 2 Porsches, 2 Ferraris, and 2 Lamborghini signs. They stopped. And what are they selling you? You do it. This is what I did for that. I haven't answered it. Keep me an actual middle part. There's what we're driving my Alpha 2. We're supposed to pick it up on Friday. We're having 3 weird new cameras mounted. So one's going to be pointing to the left, one to the right, and one straight out the back. That car, you really can't see anything out the back. It's really difficult, especially backing out of a parking spot. I mean, I do tend to back into those parking spots. Sometimes you can't. So backing out is really dangerous. So I thought, go the extra mile and mount these cameras. So I'll take you out for a ride next week and test out these cameras and see how well they work. Okay, so there's half done. I'll do the next half. I have no idea how the sound is working over top of the sound of this. Hopefully you can hear me. I guess I'll find out when I edit it, or not edit it, but view it. It's no good for not going up, so if you see it, then it's not bad. So, let's do the other half. And then we'll go again. That's why my car is not in the garage right now. Just got a local shop getting the cameras installed. And at the same time, I'm also getting a front and rear dash cam. So a dash cam in the front and a camera pointing out back that records. The backup cameras obviously don't record. And I wanted a couple that record. In case something happens on the road, somebody rear ends you or backs up into me, I don't get charged for rear ending them. So I'll have proof. It's a really good idea. My girlfriend and I have both been talking about doing that for a long time. Luckily, neither of us has an instrument. And she's going to be having some truck. She has an F-150. It's going to have a dash cam front and rear mounted so that we can record anything that goes wrong. Apparently they keep recording when you park the car, which is kind of good. It must have a really low battery draw if you allow it to have that running while the park and the engine's not running. I have to ask him about that. When it comes up here, you get out in your car and it's dead, and you change the battery. Maybe my back is empty here. If you got any questions on this process, feel free to ask in the comments below. Or if you want to see something, I do a lot of airbrushing. You can check out my website too. It's pauldfineart.com. And you can see here the type of artwork that I do. Now what I'll do is I'll stop and go back and do it one more time. So again, do the top section, and then we'll do the bottom section, and then that should probably do it for this job. What time is it? It's 7:45. So I've been doing this for, I don't know what, just about 20 minutes, I guess, I think. Not bad, standing in polishing, 20 minutes. By the time I'm done, it'll be a half an hour. It's pretty good. I'm not putting hardly any pressure on the machine either. Kind of like just really strong. Just the way the machine. You don't want to burn the clear, so it's too hot. And I also heard that when you're trying to do your final polish, you can, I think you slow it down, I think, roughly. I don't know. I was never taught how to do it. I think it's ahead of my own. I don't really know the proper way to do it. I just keep the same speed. But it comes out fine. Really, it's really pretty easy to do. As long as you stay with the edges, make sure it's always clean. Your pad is not stuck outside of the bag. Keep it in a bag so dust doesn't settle on it. The last thing you want is to have a bunch of grit on your pad and when you go to polish and you end up scratching, you with the spray coat. So I usually just keep them in a Ziploc bag. So every once in a while, taking time and washing. Canada and Harbor Freight in the States. They carry this land, I believe. I think they have their own brand as well. It's probably fine. This isn't anything special. I think this polish would probably cost me $120, something like that. Glasses in years. I've had this thing probably 10 years. Haven't changed the brushes in it. It's been good. You don't have to have all the big high-end polishes like the Makutos or whatever the island was. This one looks fine. Yeah. Go to your local Canadian Tire, your local Lowe's, whatever it is, wherever you live. Check it out. You don't have to spend time on it. What I would spend money on are probably the pads. You want big pads. And what you would normally do, which I didn't do, but I think I would have if I had started with 1500 or 1200 grit, is sort of a roll mop. You get a pad that's made from wool. It's quite a bit bigger than this, about 10 inches. And go over the whole thing with wool first. And that'll cut really fast. And then you can go with the black one here. I got this one off of Amazon for like $20 for the pad. The vacuum for the pad was probably another 20. And that's pretty cheap. Pads are going to last you a while. I think I had a pad over here that's probably lasted me like 8 years. Granted, I didn't use it that much, but I think we're almost there. Get the horse is looking really shiny. You do get a few swirl marks, and I don't mind that. Personally, I think it looks OEM. Like I say, this isn't going in the theater show, so it doesn't have to be 100%. I just want it to look really good and presentable when it's hanging on the wall. So that's all I'm after. And you have to consider how much you're getting for your piece too. You're only getting $100. You don't want to put $200 into it. You're not going to make any money. You have to make a decision when to stop. And granted too, you do want it to look good, so I don't know. It's a tough call sometimes. How long do you keep going? Do you start losing money? But then you do want your customers to come back. So maybe sometimes it's not a bad thing to maybe lose a little money at the beginning. Just to put on a really good product, and you can slowly start getting your prices up as you gain more experience. Okay, I think we're done. Microfiber to wipe it down. I'm gonna buy these in bulk. I go through them a lot. It's not like I throw them away, but they come in handy for all kinds of stuff. So how are we looking here? Oh, I think it's fine. I don't see any rivets, like trash. I still do have some fine scratches in there. I mean, it would be nice to get them out, but if you look at the black, I can see my reflection. You know, if I can do that, then I'm good. I mean, it's better than an OEM paint job for sure, but there are still some scratches. And to be honest, like I said, being that I taught myself how to polish, I kind of don't know how to get all these out. I mean, it's 2000 grit. It should come out nice. You guys are probably saying, why you gotta use 3000? I think these scratches happened with the polishing. Well, maybe I need a different compound. I don't know. Anyway, that one is done. So, remember when I said about sticking it down and hopefully don't bend it. So let's try and see if we can do that without bending it. Oh, that's good. There we go. And then the other one, go up this way. Done. And then take the tape off. Take that tape off. Like that. And put this aside for a sec. And then I will take my hanky dandy drill. Take this off of here. And we can put it back over here. And then we'll put this back on it. Keep it safe. There we go. And then next is McLaren. So what I'm going to do, take a piece of plywood that I have over here that you can't see. And I will screw that to this. And then I will take the McLaren logo and double side tape it down, and I'll do the same to this. And I think I'm going to polish this tonight. I'm going to do that off camera. Yeah, and then tomorrow I'm going to come back, I'm going to polish the other one, and then I'm going to start gluing the strips on, so you'll get to see that. So please subscribe, because I have 11 subscribers now and I'd like 12. Thank you. And take care. We'll see you a bit later.